Hey guys, it's Sonia Miller with Junk Monkey Paint Company and welcome back to another daily vlog. It's Monday, late in the day. Today has been a busy one and this is the first time I've had a chance to pick up my camera and say hello to you guys. So something exciting happened today. Look right there. Do you recognize that girl right there? Oh, I can't believe it. We actually made the front page of the Titusville Herald. And they wrote a beautiful story. It continues on page 5. Front page and all of this. Like seriously, did you ever think I had that many words? Holy moly. I'm gonna have to keep this copy. I'm gonna have to frame it. I've been keeping copies of any newspapers that we've been in from like the very point that we actually opened our store. We started making our very own brand of paint, and it's just amazing. I always say the time will pass anyhow. So do what you love, because you know what, days are passing, so you might as well do what you love, look back and really feel like you've made those accomplishments that you have been wanting to make. So start now, start now. I heard somebody talk about this recently and they said, what's the best time to plant a seed to start a tree if you want to grow a tree? And the best time to start is right now. You'll thank yourself later for doing the things now that will pay off down the road. And like I say, the time will pass anyhow. So use your time for good. So one thing I always do on Mondays around these parts, and I really haven't been sharing this with a whole lot of you guys, but it's something that's been happening for 2 years every single Monday. True story, 2 years ago, I started a creative business coaching group. Two things I love. I love to be creative, and I love as well the business side of being creative and helping other people to master, get control of their life, and just fulfill their dreams as well. Because trust me, I'm a big believer, because I'm living that dream right now. You can do what you love and make a full-time career out of it. And yes, just because you do crafts or arts or anything like that, or you DIY, doesn't mean that this is any less of a career choice. You can make a beautiful income and support your family through your talents. Every Monday, I do a training for the group in there, and currently there's over 100 plus owners of creative businesses. Sometimes I love to have guests as well, and today was one of those days. So this morning I got to interview my creative friend, Amanda Hilburn of the Little Bluebird Gallery. She's awesome. She's a creative. She's a creator, a mixed media artist, a teacher. She's all the things. She lives in Florida. Like, hello, thank goodness with technology we can meet up and talk to pretty much anybody, right? Anywhere. That's amazing. And so this morning I interviewed her for my group, and I wanted to share with you guys a part of what she said, because I thought, you know what, this could be a nice piece of advice for you guys that are out there right now and you're trying to find your own creative style. And this is an important tip for when we're creating art. And the topic that I talked with her on this morning specifically was licensing your artwork. Okay, so this is like where you go into, I don't know, Pier 1, you go into Hobby Lobby, and you see all those beautiful pieces of like art, and we buy those prints for our walls. Well, some artists had to go ahead and they had to create them. So Amanda licenses her art. It goes all around the globe, and she could be in any store. It's really amazing to hear her talk on that. She's done that really, really well. All of us as creatives, we have different superpowers, and she just has an amazing superpower for doing art, for teaching others, and now the fact that her art is going around the globe. It's amazing. So anyway, take a listen to this, because this is the question I asked her about not getting yourself in trouble when you're licensing your art. Take a listen. Oh, and I should tell you what was really neat was when I asked Amanda how she got started in this to think that where she is now. And she said that she really found and realized that she had a love of art when she was teaching art classes while she was homeschooling her 2 children. And she just especially loved that part of the day. So isn't that awesome? So meet Amanda here and listen how she answers this question. Some really good food for thought right here.
What can you tell us about if somebody out there is listening right now and like, I think I want to try this. I want to start this arm of revenue where maybe I can go down the path of seeing I can make connections and have my artwork licensed. What is the most important stuff that we need to know when we're creating? And I'm thinking about stuff in my brain like copyright, or, you know, getting inspiration from other art and then, you know, making use of it within our own. Like, give me some thoughts on how careful, I'm guessing, you have to be, right? Otherwise, you think this is a great thing, and then you know what? You use somebody else's piece as inspiration. Next thing you know, I mean, you could be sued by somebody else, right? So what was going to be good is now terrible. So like when you're creating pieces, and you're knowing that you're being shopped around and things like that, what's your best advice for making sure that you don't infringe upon anything you should not infringe upon, and best advice for staying to ensure that your pieces are going to be like no surprises later on in the future?
Yeah, that's a really good point. The first thing that I really had to think about is because, I do the mixed media art. A lot of times I like to use scrapbook paper, and I never thought about the fact that that scrapbook paper may have a copyright. So depending on whatever the design is on it, if you can manipulate it to the point that you can't really tell what it is, then you can use it. But if you were taking a big swatch of that scrapbook paper and making it part of your design, then that could cause some problems if it's going to be licensed. So you have to be careful that you don't use printed papers or things like that are noticeable in your mixed media pieces. But you also need to make sure that you don't, I know a lot of artists do this just because it's just part of who we are. We see something, we're excited about what it looks like, and we think, hey, I can do that. So you go home and you try it and you do it yourself. Well, some artists are really, really offended by that, and some artists love it. Some people like when you copy what they're doing and put it out there. They're excited for you, but some people do not like it at all. So you have to be really careful that you don't get on Pinterest or something like that and, find something that looks really cool and paint it and then try to license it, because like you said, that could really come back to bite you. So you need to make sure that your work is as unique as it can possibly be.
Wasn't that good? She just gave so many tips. The entire interview is, I think, like 29, 30 minutes long. But that's just one little excerpt. And I wanted to share that with you guys, especially as you embark upon your creative journey and just learning to be your own person, learning to be your own creative, and not doing stuff because somebody else is doing it. There's a period of time when you're learning that you do exactly as the teacher does, right? Think about when you're in school and you're learning how to do, how to form your letters or things like that. You trace, you literally do it like, letter for letter, and you do the same motions. But eventually you are able to hold that pen and you can write whatever the heck you want in whatever manner you want, and you find your own flow and you find your own style. So that's the part she's talking about right there, when you tap into your own creative force and you do it because what you create comes from within and not because you're looking at what somebody else has already created. That's what I want to talk about tomorrow on the vlog, guys. On the heels of that, I'll give you my very best tips for tapping into your own creative force, how to find your own style, what gets me feeling creative. Sometimes we go through creative blocks. Maybe you're somebody out there that used to create, you don't do so much anymore. You're trying to find yourself. So let's talk about that tomorrow, because that is a fun topic. How do you stay motivated to create, and where do you find creativity? How about that? Would that be a good topic for tomorrow? So I hope your Monday has been terrific. Your week is off to a great start. I always say that you are the person that makes it a good day or a bad day. The amount of work is always the same, but the mindset part is up to you. Thank you guys for subscribing to my daily vlog. I will be back again tomorrow. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Hit that little bell so you never miss another video upload, and also leave me a comment below. Are you in a creativity flow right now? Are you in a creativity block right now? I'd love to hear from you guys. How do you stay creative? See you tomorrow. Bye.